Out of four, move over Richard Petty, move over Dale Earnhardt, move over Jimmy Johnson. Kanye Omari West wins at Homestead and wins his seventh title.
What's going on, guys? And welcome back to the Driving in Circles podcast, episode 12. We got a huge episode for today. I'm Kyle Cadrigal, back at it again. We are going to be missing one of our co-hosts, James. He is here with us today, but he is not feeling too well, so he will not be speaking. But we do got Cory, we do got Jose. We got a lot to cover this weekend, guys. How do you feel about this past weekend's
That boy
races?
James going through his flu game right now. But overall, a fantastic Saturday was a fantastic day for race fans, other than the Xfinity Series race at Atlanta. But fantastic weekend in motorsports. This is the most motorsports I've watched in a weekend ever in my life.
I mean, yeah, pretty much every single major motorsports series raced this past weekend besides IndyCar. Um, but yeah, it was filled with so many storylines, so many great moments that I think we are only like 5 weeks into the 2023 calendar uh season, and this might go down as a top 5 weekend of the year already, you know? And but let's get right into it. WEC World Endurance Championship, or better known as WEC. As you guys know, we do cover all motorsports. This is the first time we will be covering them. Um, but it happened on Friday, right? The race was Friday. The 1,000 miles of Sebring. Um, the brand new the brand new hypercar class was finally introduced, and man, Ferrari pulling a Ferrari. Okay,
You'd
this
know
it
all
was
about that,
insane.
wouldn't you, Kyle? You'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Kyle? Wouldn't you?
Of course, of course. Don't get me wrong. When I came home from school Thursday and I saw Ferrari, the new Ferrari 499 on pole position, I was like, man, these guys got in the bag. They got in the bag. But then I realized two good things can't happen to a Ferrari. And guess what happened? They fucking shit the bed. They
They
shit
sold the
the bed. They sold. And guess what we got out of it? A Toyota Gazoo 1-2. What do you call Toyota again, Jose? Because I thought it was pretty funny.
The Kazoos basically led the whole race, right?
Yeah, they pretty much dominated after the Ferraris dismantled themselves.
Yeah, I mean the Ferrari is such a beautiful car, though. Let's talk about that. Some beautiful cars on display during the WEC.
Yeah, I mean, what else? The Porsche 963 made its WEC debut. Uh, as you know, the Cadillac of who was it? Chip Ganassi Racing also made its transition from IMSA to WEC, because remember in the Rolex 24 they did have three Cadillacs in there, but the blue one, number 2, was supposed to be a WEC car, which it raced this past weekend. It did reasonably well, and then there was a couple of the Europe's exclusive cars, like the Van Wall, the green car that I thought looked like an Aston Martin, but that's Van Wall, a new manufacturer, small team. Then you got Glickenhaus returning, um, who was really strong here at Sebring last year, from what I saw. But just I think something happened to them during the race, because they ended up finishing like third in the mid 30s. They must have had an issue. And then Peugeot, who's now making their official full season uh, debut with 2 cars. They started halfway through the season last year to test for this upcoming season. Um, they also have ran into some problems, it looked like, but what else? LMP2. There was also an LMP2 class. Uh, LMP2 is kind of a weird situation because they were just as fast as the hypercars at some point. It was wild. And then the last hurrah for Corvette racing, Corey, in WEC.
I don't want to talk about it.
They came out with the W in GTEM,
I'm
but this is
sad.
the final. This is the final year for that C8R, Corey.
I'm sad, Kyle. It's one of my favorite race cars ever, and I'm sad that it's going away. I'm sad.
Don't worry though, they got that new Corvette GT3 car, but I know it won't hit the same as those LM cars, as those Le Mans cars.
Nothing will. Well, it could go to NASCAR, so we'll be fine. They'll just move it over to the Cup Series, and it's gonna win every single race, and I'll
Okay.
be ecstatic.
Yeah. A few other notables. What else? This will also be the last season for the Ferrari 488 GTE Evos. Those will be replaced as well. The Aston Martins, the Porsche 911 RSRs, pretty much all of the GTLM cars that are left are going to be replaced with GT3 spec cars. How do you guys feel about that? That they're moving now to this more less expensive, slower, more general, customer friendly type of race car, for the WEC series.
I mean, they did it. They're doing it with NASCAR now with the next gen. So I mean, maybe they're trying to get more entries in. I don't really have too much of a mindset when it comes to WEC. It is my first year watching WEC full time. So I mean, who knows? But that just sounds very familiar to what NASCAR did with the next gen, just making everything more consumer friendly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw pretty much on that. So we'll have to update you guys. We'll update you guys on the next WEC event. Don't worry about that. On Saturday, um Cory, Jose, there was a Supercross event. You guys want to bring us up to speed on that?
I don't want to talk about it.
So yes, it's very, very sad. First,
I could talk about some Supercross. I could talk about some Supercross. I'll tell you
Hey,
that.
James is feeling better.
they were in Detroit.
But
James, you want to talk about the man himself, Hayden Deegan, and what his
Hayden
crime?
Deegan is a war criminal, and he should be kicked out of the sport for the rest. He should be parked for the rest of this race and for the rest of the season after a move like that. If you don't know what I'm saying, I can't post it up on the thing because Feld will get mad at me. But he absolutely bodied his teammate, and I think it was heat number one. Absolute war criminal, and he should be out of there. He should be out of there.
And then we got to it was crazy. We're not gonna talk about too much about the 250 main because you know if who it's really just a Lawrence, the Lawrence brothers. What was it? Who was it this week? It was a Jet or Hunter
It was
Lawrence.
Hunter.
And he obviously
It was,
they dominate in those fucking Hondas. Let's get to this 450, which was pretty insane. We had Aaron Plessinger get off to Aaron. Did I just say that right? Is that right? We had Plessinger get off to a fantastic start, took the lead, ran away with it. Amazing battle for seconds between Sexton, Webb, Barsha, even Anderson was there for a bit. I think Anderson took himself out. Sexton eventually, no, I'm sure Barsha made amazing moves to go to second. Battle for second was crazy. James, how did that end off?
whilst watching that race, me and Jose watched it together. We watched it together actually, and Jose said right before the inevitable happened, he said we're gonna cut away from Plessinger and we're gonna cut back really quick and we're gonna see him on the ground because he crashed. And 2 seconds later, you see Plessinger laying on the ground.
Oh my
Visor broke
God.
off of his helmet because he absolutely destroyed the dirt.
It was so sad to see that Aaron Plessinger was gonna take a win. He was gonna get his. What is it gonna? Was it gonna
It
be
was
his?
gonna be a first. It was gonna be a first.
He's gonna. He needs to get one. He stopped. He didn't even finish the race. The bike smoked. He's gonna get one. He just has to. That's unfair. We saw obviously Chase Sexton ended up inheriting the lead and end up winning the main event. Um,
After the fact, he got a penalty because he decided to do a double while the medical flags were out, so he got a 7 point penalty.
so Cooper Webb, is the points leader.
Still the points leader. I think it's by like 3 now or 2.
Yeah, what a crazy Supercross season we have so far for the title.
Like I'm saying, if you're not already watching it, you gotta. You
You
just
have to watch it. Have to watch Supercross. They go to Seattle this week. Actually, they just released the track map. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it looks insane. Um, Also on Saturday was the beginning of the Sebring 12 hours for IMSA. Kyle, you want to bring us up to speed with that?
Yes, I would have to say this past race at Sebring, 12 hours of Sebring, is probably the greatest IMSA race I have ever seen in my life. I've been watching for about 2 years now, and this has got to be hands down the most entertaining race I had ever seen. It was the especially with the parity of the new GTP cars and what that brings. It it was so entertaining that you couldn't just watch it and comprehend what was going on. You really needed to understand what these drivers were going through, especially with the track conditions and how they could handle the bumps. It it was an eye opener for anybody who's not watching IMSA. You have to watch IMSA because once you understand it, it will it will become one of your favorite motorsports uh, of all time because the different classes, the different paces that go on, the different strategies. There was so much parity that happened. I watched, and I only watched about 6 hours of the 12 hours. Um, but let's go through the results here. Only two GTP cars finished this race.
that was crazy.
The two, okay, the 31 has been lightning fast, but just didn't have the pace in the race, and has historically been the best car or the best team at Sebring in the past decade. Okay, Peppo Durrani gets
He owns
his
it. He basically
fourth overall win at Sebring.
he basically owns it. That he owns Sebring.
He joins elite company in being so he's like Elio Castroneves with the 4 time, but he's joining elite company, and he's very young too. He's very young, and he can still keep going. But everybody talks about that, but really it was Jack Aiken who drove an amazing race there at the closing stages. It was a really interesting call for that team to put Jack Aiken in the car in the last stint instead of Peppo, which I think is a very veteran move by Peppo that knew that his teammate was a lot faster than him and can get the job done. But it also helps that um, half the other field crashed, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Second overall was the 25 BMW. Nobody ever saw BMW even coming close to a podium. But guess what? They stayed in it and they got second place. That car was about several laps down early in the race due to brake problems. They fought back and they were pretty much just cruising around until that last pileup. Now here's an interesting one. LMP2 overall, third place overall, first in class. Scott McLaughlin and the Tower Motorsports team. Wow, what a drive! And what are your guys' thoughts that an IndyCar driver, Scott McLaughlin, brought that car home? He won in that car.
I mean, no shocker. McLaughlin is just pure talent. No matter, it seems like no matter what he's driven nowadays, he just manages to win in anything. So I mean, no surprise there. That easily very talented driver.
Yeah, he's kind of like a sponge. Within like the past 3 to 4 years, he transferred from supercars, from V8 supercars over to IndyCar totally different, and then he switches to an LMP2 and is running endurance races. I mean, he's a jack of all trades. He can pretty much do anything. Now you see, Rick Hendrick, that's how you get your drivers to run other series safely and do other things outside of your own team safely. Chase Elliott.
He will be in the booth at Coda this week, though.
That is true. Now, I guess you're all waiting for the moment that really highlighted this race as an all-time classic. The three-way crash between the two Porsches, the two Penske Porsches, and the Wayne Taylor Racing Acura. Two-lap shootout, or with 10 minutes left to go, that caused the two-lap shootout. Basically, who was it? Mathieu Jaminet. No, it was Matt Campbell up front. Matt Campbell was trying to weave through some GT traffic, and coming from behind was Ricky Taylor on the charge. From what I understand is Jaminet or Campbell was trying to lap a car but didn't see Ricky, and Ricky was on his outside on his left rear. Campbell pushes out Taylor into the grass, which, mind you, is very cold, no grip. You slide. And they're coming into turn 3, pretty much 90-degree left-hander. Ricky, with no grip on the tires, slides all the way, and as Matt Campbell is making the left turn to make the corner, basically ramps. He hits Matt Campbell, and they collide. But that's not it, because from behind comes third place Mathieu Jaminet, and basically didn't see the carnage because there's no track lights at Sebring. You can't see anything past 10 feet of your car. Can't see anything. And then plows right into the back of the Wayne Taylor Acura. Oh, and my fault. It was not Matt Campbell. It was Felipe Nasser in the car. Felipe Nasser was in the car. So, but there was a huge wreck. Several GT3 cars got caught up in it and basically shifted the complexion of this race, where Porsche had the race in the bag and just blew it. I mean, what else can you say? That is a Ferrari moment if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, watching that live was crazy because that was immediately after the Supercross race. Me and James switched over to the final couple laps of the Sebring race, and to have the Plessinger, choke, then to go straight into the GTP cars, leaders wrecking with literally minutes to go, was pretty chaotic, and at that point I was like, damn, we as racing fans on Saturday got blessed by the racing gods themselves.
And then let's talk about everybody clap it up. Everybody clap it up, because you know who's coming up next. Pa 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 Motorsports with a W. That's right. The plaid Porsche brings it home. Winner in GTD Pro with a battle between Patrick Pile and Ben Barnicoat in the 14 Vassar Sullivan Lexus. What a finish. What a win. Especially after that huge crash in qualifying where Klaus Bachler absolutely bent it into the wall. They spent almost 12 hours trying to fix that thing. They were up until like 2 a.m. fixing that car. Because, in IMSA, they have to use the same car. They cannot go to a backup. They completely they redid everything on the car. That team, persevered through that. Lawrence Van Dorn, Klaus Bachler, and Patrick Pile got it done at Sebring. Especially after the BOP problems at the 24. This is a great win for Porsche overall, especially. I mean, seeing that they screwed up the GTP. And then, of course, got to quickly shout out Paul Miller Racing in the one BMW. That was a BMW 1-2 for two different teams though, but it shows that the BMW is really strong and that they know what to do. So moving on to the truck series, Corey, your guy. How about you take it off?
If by my guy you mean Christian Eckes, that's not really my guy. That's more James's guy. But I like the team though.
That's my guy.
Yeah,
Christian Eckes. Christian Eckes. Like the Pokemon. Christian Eckes. He went out there, just about dominated. He almost died because Jack Wood, John Henry Nemechek, who was an absolute imbecile, tried to kill Jack Wood, and by the slimmest of margins, our good old buddy, old pal Christian Eckes missed the spinning Jack Wood by like a centimeter. You could put a piece of paper in between Jack Wood and Christian Eckes' car. But an all around great performance from my man's in the 19. I wish I would have picked him. I just didn't believe in him.
What else happened during that race? It was an overall good race.
didn't Haley Deegan
They kept it green. No, she got like
did,
12.
did she?
Haley Deegan did finish the truck race. Surprisingly, this is her first finish of the year. Not just like a top 15, but this is her first finish of the year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's not sweat.
That's pretty bad. It was really
She,
bad,
need,
but we
she
don't
needs
talk
to
about
learn from her brother.
Lessons learned by her brother.
So yeah, that was. Did that wrap up Saturday? No, they had the Xfinity race as
it.
well.
Xfinity race
We
at
all forgot about the snooze
Oh,
fest that was
yeah.
the
What a
Xfinity
snooze
race.
fest. We can just skip right to the ending, right?
No,
Yeah,
no,
right.
no, no. No, you cannot.
Oh,
Because
we
I
had.
broke the streak of us selling the pick each
Oh
and
no, you're
every
right. Absolutely
race.
right. How could I forget?
Austin Hill, our big fat Lord and Savior, saving us from the clutches of obscurity. I just picked him.
We
We can
finally
move on.
got one on the picks. We went a solid 0 for like 87 million.
I counted. It was like 0 for 65 or 0 for 70. I counted.
We are
So what are
not
we now?
dumb. We are
1 for
not.
85.
We do have brains. They
1
do.
for 84.
Great.
But we
Crazy.
had Daniel Hemrick, in my opinion, a bum.
Daniel Hemrick. Nah, y'all not gonna talk bad about my boy Daniel Hemrick.
Tried to be him. Realized that he's around people that are a lot more talented than he is. Decided to completely destroy Parker Kligerman. Austin Hill was.
Didn't you hate Parker Kligerman?
I do, but Austin Hill had nothing to do with it. He crossed the line in first. They tried to turn him, but he said nope. He put his whole body weight on that goddamn steering wheel to keep it left. And by God, he might be the favorite to win the whole series, the title.
He's 3 for 5 on the season. He's won
Yeah,
3 out of the first 5 races.
he's on fire right now.
Jose, how would you describe him? What word would you describe Austin Hill as?
Austin Hill, he Prussia, absolutely Prussia.
Impressive.
For context, that means good, pretty good.
We know what that means. Well, oh yeah, you're right. You got to explain it because
You
we
got to
don't know
explain
your
to the demographic.
Now the only other notable thing that I can remember while opening my eyes kind of out of my coma that was watching post the 12 hours of Sebring was when Josh Williams decided to park his car in the front stretch and have his little temper tantrum right there with NASCAR.
No, see, look, I think he did the right thing because if we go back to not even last year, 2021, when Chase Elliott had debris flying off his car for like 7 laps running, they never told him to park the car. I'm just gonna go ahead and you use this to bash Chase Elliott, but no, they get poor Josh Williams for accidentally, what do you do? Drop some tape or something?
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. If anything, this has been a real positive for Josh Williams. He's getting more exposure.
Up until this point, Josh Williams was known as that one guy that almost wrecked Dale Jr. at Richmond that one year that he raced.
So this is
That's all I knew Josh Williams from. All only other part I know of Josh Williams from is trying to race him for 17th in NASCAR Heat 5 for 50 laps.
All I know is that he's just one of the many drivers in the revolving door of the 92 car. That's all I know.
I mean, he's like he's a cool guy, like yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna say it right here on the pod. Hot take. I think Josh Williams is just a crappy off-brand version Xfinity driver of Corey LaJoy.
now Kyle doesn't talk for all of us here, but
Yeah.
No, that's what I say. I think.
yeah, I completely disagree.
Comment down below. Hey, comment down below if you agree with me or disagree with me. I mean,
How far are we into the video,
way.
Kyle? How far are we into the pod, Kyle? How far are we in?
We're 25 minutes in.
Do you
That's not
really
bad.
think somebody's sticking around to comment at this point?
Hey, man. That's why there's not. It's gonna be a one-sided argument. All I'm saying is that the way he holds himself is like this, like grassroots, like old style kind of racer, kind of like Corey LaJoy, and like he wants to do everything himself, you know, kind of like he's trying to hold himself to like this old style of racing, and like I don't know, it just gives me like knockoff Corey LaJoy vibes.
So
And then it doesn't help that Denny Hamlin's now paying for his fine.
So that was Saturday. Very eventful, very good day in motorsports. Let's get to Sunday. We started off with the F1 race in Saudi Arabia. We didn't run through qualifying. Verstappen's drive shaft or chain decided to just stop working. He started from 15th on the grid. Perez on pole. We had Alonso on the front row beside him. Lights went out. Alonso got the pass on Checo. But yeah, after a couple laps, Checo just decided to blow by him. Eventually, he had a safety car because of Lance Stroll. Decided, the car was way too fast for him, so he had to park it. And so that's about all that happened. I mean, Verstappen at that point during the race somehow got to like third or fourth. And then that was it. It was just a Red Bull snooze fest at that point. Checo.
No, what we're not going to glance over, Jose, is the amazing battle for 17th between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. That's what we're not going to talk about.
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
About the two McLarens scrapping it out like 75 seconds behind the leaders. And they're already turds on wheels, but what's better than turds on wheels? That two turds on wheels fighting each other.
It's the battle for the glory spot.
It's the battle for the participation award.
So yeah, that was pretty much the F1 race. Basically the same as the WEC race, a domination, a 1-2. Alonso on the podium. So a little controversy there. He got it taken away, but then didn't get it taken away, and then finally got the trophy. It was so I mean, nothing too crazy that happened in Saudi Arabia. Then we had the Cup race at Atlanta. Cindric on the pole, correct?
Who was on pole?
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Pretty sure.
No, it was Logano. Logano was on pole.
Logano was on pole. Yeah, okay. I remember watching.
Society has progressed past the need for Penske's success.
So
Logano needs to stop shitting on all these young drivers. Man.
Just stop. He just needs to stop.
Hey, you know what? Just stop racing, and we'll just hand you the trophy at the end of the year. Because you're really just taking away from all this great racing. We had probably easily the longest green flag runs I'd ever seen. You take away the stage breaks, there was only really 2 cautions in the first 230 laps out of a 260 lap race. That's insane.
So yeah,
then
I didn't really watch too much of it. I saw Bubba Wallace crash early or hit the tire, hit the wall early.
Yeah, he went 5 laps down.
We had a Chastain get Harvick a little loose with the air that caused a big wreck.
Goddamn Chastain! I'm telling you, man, he needs to get his nose clean. He keeps doing all of this stuff. I know nobody blamed it on him, but when all the Chastain haters start making edits, they're gonna put that in their video.
In his defense, if I may defend my client, Rossimer Jeremiah Chastanian,
I
I
don't think
would
that's his
like
middle
to
name.
look, shut your mouth. I would like to exhibit Article 15, Paragraph 1, Section B12. My client would like to plead oopsie poopsie, if he may.
So yeah,
Sustain.
we had the good old Penske's up in the front for most of the race. We even had a little cameo from Brad Keselowski. He led a couple laps. He was also pretty strong. So basically Penske up at front. We had Eric Almirola. His car just decided to say
Drew
no.
Blickensterfer said, 72 lap tires? Can I has?
And he spun out, causing a big wreck. Took out Larson, took out Suarez. Pretty insane as a Suarez fan. How I think earlier in the race, Bowman, it might have been no, Barry got absolutely sandwiched, and that car kept going. And by God, that Larson car barely tapped Suarez in the right front, broke something in the suspension. He was done for the day. Finished 29th. That's a Suarez watch for me. Um, where was Jesse Awuji? James, want to go ahead and explain that?
You already know he was.
He wasn't what do you want from me?
Yeah, where's Jesse? We're bringing that one back. We haven't brought that one back since Daytona. So where's Jesse Awuji?
Jesse Awuji, I think, is racing next weekend at Coda.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, I mean, we had a small, we had a good. It wasn't, what was it? It wasn't overtime, but we had a beautiful last lap pass, look, made by Logano. And unfortunately, he won the race, ending off this beautiful weekend in racing. Um, Overall, fantastic weekend when it comes to racing. And me personally, this is the first week I've actually broadened my motorsports watching, and NASCAR is not that entertaining compared to other motorsports.
Cat, he's only saying that because Suarez is winning. That's the only
No,
reason why
no,
he's saying that.
no. I don't know. The guys in the commentary booth just don't really do it for me anymore. Clint Boyer isn't that funny. Stewart, God, I mean, I love Tony Stewart, but he's
Hey,
okay.
Jose, you should, but don't worry about the commentating because next week we're about to have some gold with
Woo!
Gunter Steiner and Kurt
Yes,
Busch
sir.
in the booth.
Yes, sir.
That is going to be hilarious. Having Gunter Steiner commentate on a NASCAR race. It'll
We
be
barely
funny.
understand Daniel Suarez. Imagine Gunther Steiner.
Gunther Steiner is
Yes.
just
If
probably
you
just
want, if you like broken English commentators, stick around. What else? Oh, the post race. Corey LaJoy, top 5. So you knew they had to do a whole special on him post race.
swag money, baby.
You know they had to do a 15-minute interview on him because
Let
every
him
time they
have
get
it.
the top 5,
Just
it's
let
like
him have it.
one piece of salt.
Well, no, let's not. Okay, at least it wasn't like Matt DiBenedetto when he used to get top 5s. That boy start crying talking about Jesus Christ.
Corey just hype. He's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
Kyle, that's the difference between him and Corey LaJoy. I like Corey LaJoy.
Corey
Good
LaJoy is
guy.
cool. I messed with
Matt
Corey LaJoy. Corey LaJoy is
Matt
a cool
DiBenedetto
dude.
get a 4th place finish, and he'd be like, "I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ."
He'll be
Yeah.
like,
Get
he'll
out
be
there weeping.
Nah, but I was listening to his Stacking Pennies podcast earlier, and they were all celebrating him. You know, they brought out the little confetti cannons for 4th, and he's like, "Man, if this is for 4th place, what are we gonna do for 3rd place next year?" And that shit just made me laugh because his expectations are so incredibly low that anytime he does anything like run solid, he surprises himself, and I find that very funny and
He's just
just really
vibing, bro.
likable about him.
He's just happy to be here.
He's just happy to be here. And guess who is happy to be done talking about that segment? It's going to be up to me. We're going to do predictions now for Coda. Any other races this weekend that we should know about?
Obviously, we're not going F1. We have Supercross at Seattle. There is there IMSA. Kyle, would you know?
No IMSA.
No, there's not IMSA.
There is
There's
a
no
Formula E
IndyCar.
race. I
IndyCar
do
doesn't.
know that.
Yeah,
IndyCar
they,
doesn't
they
race till April.
Yeah, I know there's a Formula E race.
We don't
What
wait,
care about
else?
Formula
wait.
E
When's
now.
IndyCar?
Like
IndyCar is
April.
not until April with Texas.
That's a real shame. IndyCar had what, Long St. Pete or Long Beach, wherever they went to for
St. Pete.
St. Pete. They had such great momentum, and for them to take such a large break, I totally forgot that race even happened this year after the weekend of racing we just had. But no, I know we have NASCAR. There's no Formula One. No, what a
I think it's just NASCAR. So let's get down to our predictions. Truck race. First off, who do we got?
I
Zane
want.
Zane Smith.
I want Kaz Gorilla.
Wow. Any elaboration on that
No
pick?
elaboration. I want Kaz Gorilla.
Okay,
All
Jose.
of
Any reason why you would pick Zane Smith?
You won it the other year, huh? I mean, I couldn't even tell you if I watched it last year. I'm pretty sure he won it last year. Was it in the rain? I think it was in the rain, right?
No, I thought. Wait, who won it? It wasn't Kyle Busch.
It was no Bowman and Bush hit each other. That's why Zane Smith
And then
won.
who came through? Was it Zane Smith that came
Zane
through? He
Smith
did win it,
Yeah,
won.
Zane Smith. That's the only reason I'm
but he
going.
didn't. But he didn't win it in the rain. I think it was just in dry.
It was just
Going off
Bowman.
trends.
I got Bowman. I got Alex Bowman, the guy that should have won that race last year. He's back in it again in the 7 Spire truck, sponsored by AndrewCars.com again. Corey, who do you got?
all my picks are gonna be on the Instagram post because I forgot them. Chase wrote them down.
He wrote him down. Who do we got for Xfinity?
I want Miguel Paludo.
You know what? That's not even a bad pick.
JRM car go fast. Miguel Paludo know how to turn left and right.
That makes sense.
Who
Jose.
who the hell did I pick for Xfinity? Yeah. I don't even. I had first pick too. I think I had Ty Gibbs. I had Ty Gibbs.
Yes, you had Ty
Yeah.
Gibbs. You had the 19 car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I have a better road course racer than both of you guys. I have AJ Allmendinger. He's back in the 10 car for Colleague. He did it last year in the 16. He's gonna do it again this year. Now for Cup, who do we got?
AJ. Here's where I picked AJ Allmendinger. I thought he should have won it last year,
Ross
but
Chastain had got them both. He got them both.
he got them both.
Well, guess what? Because I have Ross Chastain again, and I think he's gonna get them both again this year.
I don't know what I was thinking back when I made this pick, but I picked. No. I lied. My first pick was gonna be Ryan Blaney, and I thought about it nice and long, and I was like, I'm stupid. Why would I pick Ryan Blaney? So I went back and I'm like, there's some good open wheel guys. And then someone took my pick, and so I had to go for the next best thing, and so I picked Connor Daly.
James, you
Don't
should
worry
have just
about
picked.
why I picked
You should
Connor
have
Daly.
just picked Kimi Räikkönen at that point.
Yeah, but that's it. I think Chase picked Kimi Räikkönen.
No, he picked Jensen Button.
One of y'all did. I know one of y'all picked both of them. I thought Corey picked Jensen and Chase picked Kimi.
No, Corey picked Chase Elliott. Or no, he picked Jordan Taylor. Jordan Taylor, Ricky Taylor.
It's Jordan Taylor.
Jordan Taylor. He picked one of the
So,
Taylors.
so the Connor Daly pick was stupid because I still had
We'll
Kimi.
just chalk that up as an O for 1 for James.
Nah.
James has already started off 0 for 1 because we haven't even gotten to free practice yet. So that'll wrap up the greatest
This isn't the
racing
regular. This
sport.
isn't the mega recap, Kyle.
This is
We
not
already
the
did
mega
that.
recap. That was 2 episodes ago. If you wanted to go check that out, go check the channel. This is the greatest weekend in motorsports so far. James, tell them what they need to do.
Cough it away, James.
Let's cough symphony, cough duet on 3. James, you ready?
Wait.
We're gonna cough together. We got.
We're gonna cough together. We're gonna cough
Hold
together.
on.
Okay.
Guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video. Check the Instagram, check the TikTok,
Yeah, but-
subscribe, share. James, hit that outro music. See ya.